Hello, my friend, and welcome to Thursday Night Live. I'm so glad that you're here with me tonight. And if we are just meeting for the first time, my name is Kelsey Lee Cate, and you are joining me from my studio here near Seattle, Washington. And whether you are watching live right now or on the replay, I am so very glad that you are joining me, and I have just some more relaxing piano music to share with you tonight. And maybe some thoughts on my heart too. We'll see where it goes. And I have been using the piano to journal quite a bit lately, and it's been kind of cool. And sometimes I've found, let me know in the chat if you're like this too, as an artist or even as just a human being, being able to emote creatively is so therapeutic. It is just such a blessing to the heart, the mind, and the soul to be able to write and express and emote, process through stuff, right? There's a lot to process through in life. And, you know, if we don't, our bodies let us know, which is pretty crazy. Might talk about that later, might not, we'll see. But anyhow, I'm so grateful that you're sharing space with me right now. It really is a privilege because you could be doing a whole lot of stuff with your time, and I really value your time. So I want to say hello to some dear, dear friends here and family in the chat. Hello, Grandmama. I love you so. I've been thinking about you. We need to have a little phone chat date. In fact, I will be playing at Bellevue Square Mall tomorrow, so perhaps could I give you a call? Let me know if I can call you afterwards. We've been kind of doing that after I play at Bellevue Square because I used to actually live stream to the mall, and then I've had connectivity issues, so I've kind of hit pause on that. But anyhow, so let me know if I can call you here on live. That's too fun. Hello, Sir Noki on YouTube as well. Great to see you, and no, you are not fashionably late. In fact, the beautiful thing about a live stream is you are welcome anytime. Some people like to bop in and out, and I just love it. Whatever you want to be here for. Great to see you. And hello, JB Keys. Welcome. Great to see you, fellow keys player. And the song that I was just playing, in case you're curious, is by a group called Nickel Creek. Let me know in the chat. Are you familiar with Nickel Creek? And they are, they're a feel-good kind of band that I grew up listening to. And actually, they're kind of bluegrassy. And I remember mowing happily. I think it was actually maybe some weed whacking that I did. And I had that with me on my old click wheel iPod in high school. And so I like to equate the sound of Nickel Creek with fresh cut grass and warm weather. And anyway, we've been having little spells of that around here. So I want to actually play another Nickel Creek song just for fun. The one that I was just playing is called Sweet Afton, and it's about a river. But this next one is called The Hand Song, I believe. And it's a very, very sweet song, which the lyrics are precious. And if you are one for lyrics, I highly recommend looking at that one. Also tonight, you may notice that I have chosen to add some candles as our ambiance this evening. And I would like to thank the YouTube channel COLI 4K, which you can find in the description of this video. And I've been enjoying incorporating video along with where I play nowadays. And the reason for that is I believe that there are so many forms of art that inform each other. And I am so inspired by beautiful scenery. And so my hope here by incorporating this into my live stream is to demonstrate part of my own creative flow. And you might say it actually helps to light my fire a little bit more. And it is just such a beautiful way to also share other people's creativity. So I absolutely do not own this video, and it's actually specifically called COLI 4K Relaxing Candle. So I highly recommend that you check it out. Give their channel a follow. And I just realized it's trying to stop. Come back. Here we go. Sorry. There we go. Okay. And there we are. So I give you the hand song. Oh, hi Sarah. Hello Poulter family. Love to you guys. Sending you lots of love, Sarah, and I hope that you sleep well tonight. Ah, that's very fun to see you. Oh, Mr. Noki loves Nickel Creek. Of course. That is awesome. Okay. And hubby David, that's actually the group that I like to play when we're out driving, and it's the sunshine music. You say, oh, it's that album. That's what this album is. Okay. Well, it started off as the hand song, and then it progressed to something else. I'm not sure quite what that was. It sounded almost like the pre-chorus of something else, but I'm not entirely sure. Let me know, does that sound familiar to you? Because if not, maybe I should go back in this live stream later and see if I can develop it. I don't know. Well, and hello, Miss Kamikaze. Good to see you, my friend. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. And what do you guys think of the candlelight tonight? Isn't it kind of fun? I like it. I grew up, actually this is kind of funny because the other day David actually lit a candle downstairs using the old school match, and it was funny smelling that's the sulfur, you know, that comes off of striking the match. It totally brought me back to when I was maybe 13 or something like that, and lighting a candle in my room and just feeling so cozy. And we always had candles growing up, and it was always so cozy, and we loved atmosphere, and yeah, so I was hoping to kind of pull that into the feeling tonight with you together. So let me know in the chat, how are you? And if you're on the replay, let me know how you're doing as well, because the beautiful thing is whether we're here together or you're listening later, we still get to share in the music, which is such a beautiful gift. So, oh, Kamikaze says, so beautiful. Thank you. Yes, I'm glad you appreciate this. So I'm going to just kind of doodle for a little bit here. And I'm feeling like I want to try something in E minor. We'll see. I have no plan for this next song, but I have something cooking, so I'm going to follow it. want to call that something like In the Wandering. What do you think? Would that be a good title for that? It's been kind of playing with themes that I've been pondering for a while, but there is something about that inner harmony that was really just interesting. And I really personally love it when the inner left hand does this counterpoint harmony that just so beautifully works with the melody, which is often in the inside of the right hand. And I love having that interplay, and sometimes I wish I had a third hand because I hear harmonies and I can't quite reach them, which I suppose is why you would write for strings. And I just so happen to have two beautifully gifted sisters, Courtney and Kaylee, who play violin and cello, and so I'm hearing those parts in my head also. Gosh, that would be such a beautiful thing to play with. Yeah. And what I also loved about that was playing in it's technically E minor, but then also playing around at the very end with a B minor that was going kind of major at the end, but it took a while to get there. It was like it's processing, and I just love that. Anyway, and if you're just joining and you're wondering what is going on, hi, my name is Kelsey, and I want to welcome you to my studio here in the Seattle area. And if we're just meeting, because I know I've been connecting with a lot of amazing new folks on Instagram, and I invited folks to come over to my live stream tonight. And I started live streaming back June of 2020, which is kind of crazy now, my friends. We are getting close to 2023, June 2023. That will mark 3 years. That's a lot of live streaming. Wow. It just kind of hit me. And I started during the pandemic as some of my gigs in Seattle were winding down for a while with quarantine. And I found that this was such a wonderful and rewarding way to share music. And I've learned a whole lot as I go, and I sure have a lot more to learn, of course, always. But it's fun to incorporate new things. And so if you've been a long time watcher, I have a couple in the chat here even tonight. I just want to say thanks for hanging out and hanging with me, and it's been a really special journey. And if you are brand new, let me know as well in the chat, or if we met at Bellevue Square Mall, or Canlis Restaurant, or Chihuly in downtown Seattle, or there was a park I performed at in Woodinville. There's so many places that I've met folks. And so and the reason I say this is because a couple weeks ago at the Bellevue Square Mall, I had a couple come up to me, and he said, his name was Walt, and he said, I have been following your live streams for a long time now. Never commented, but just wanted you to know that we have enjoyed them. And that meant so much to me. It really is so cool to be able to share. And this is why I do this. And what was just happening here, as a matter of fact, was something I was hoping to kind of tap into in June 2020, which is essentially opening a window into the lifestyle of a pianist, and to be able to show you some of the messy moments that I go through composing new songs. Sometimes I'm trying new things with you. Other times I'm just sitting and kind of messing with a chord. It just kind of depends on the night. But my hope with this live stream is to help pull the curtain back for you on what it's like to be able to just try stuff. And what's interesting is a lot of times at the piano, contrary from a pottery wheel, you like my folks do pottery. My dad's a potter, and more on that in a little bit. This is actually, there's a fun story, but there's no evidence as a pianist of the mess, right? The mess is between my ears. What's funny is what I think sounds messy might not even sound messy to you. It's totally subjective, right? But what I'm picturing is the pottery wheel. There's water flying, there's clay, and all the technical terms I'm not quite sure about. Slip, I think, Dad, right? Slip is in there. But all of that, you can see, you watch something form. But the interesting thing with music is you don't get to see anything, but you hear it. And it's not often that I think that musicians allow that behind the scenes process of the working out, the workshop of it, where I'm somewhere between here and there, and And it actually takes a lot of vulnerability on my part too. I just have to be honest, because I have no clue who's jumping in and out of the chat here. All I see are numbers of folks that or the number goes up and down, but I don't know who is listening. And so it's a really great practice as a musician, and I think this is so important and something that I want to also challenge anyone in here who's artistic in any sense of the word, which means everybody here. I believe that we are uniquely created to be creative, like our creator. It's important to let people see our process. It's important to let people see our mess. And the reason for that, my friends, is that when we share that process, we also give them an invitation to join along the journey. And so, there's a lot of lessons to be learned. Currently, one that I'm learning right now in full transparency is I am learning how to take better care of my body. And I've been having some symptoms lately that have been interesting that are really related to stress as well as to gut health. And it's so much so that I'm actually learning how to make kefir and kombucha. Let me know in the chat if you know what those are. I'm making friends with some very interesting habits of making sure I have probiotics in me. And anyway, I'll spare you lots of detail, but I am learning more and more about how much I'm connected to my body and how much, if I feel too stressed or overwhelmed, or if I'm not putting in it what it needs, there's actually a disconnect as well. And feeling disconnected, I think, is just as palpable when we're not connected from that process of creativity. And I know that's a little bit abstract of a connection, but it really makes sense to my heart. And it's what I've been pondering a lot lately, is how to continue to nourish that creative side and to embrace the messy, embrace the authenticity, and to celebrate the beauty at the same time, because it's a beautiful journey. And there are moments where, it's like this, right? You just see the candle and you can look at the beauty and in the moment appreciate its ness, its being. Anyway, so all of that to say, this is a really special process to be able to bring you into, and I'm learning more and more of how to do that, and I'm watching this evolve and develop, and I'm just really grateful to be able to share all of these chapters with you. Each live stream feels like another chapter, which is pretty special. And Dean, I don't know if you're still here. I saw your comment earlier, and I just wanted to say thank you. He said, "Your choices are just amazing, and that live video switcher is super cool." Thank you. Enthralled with this one, and your improvisational choices are fantastic. And I just want to say thank you so much. That means a lot. Very, very kind feedback. And I'm glad also that you appreciate that idea of in the pondering. I actually said in the wandering, but in the pondering is even cooler, I think, given what we were just saying. Thank you. I just really appreciate that. Hello, Miss Nancy. Great to see you on Facebook. Kamikaze, thank you, my friend. And hello, The Enchanted Wonder. Welcome. Yes, yes. And I agree with you, Nancy. Absolutely. Spiritual, mental, and general health in our creativity is so important. Yes. And I actually feel like there's some content brewing in me, like the kombucha on my counter, which, just to say, kombucha is fermented green or black tea that has a lot of really good, actually billions of little bacteria friends that help one's gut to be better. So I have a whole 1 gallon vat of it brewing. I'm learning how to. And I may actually incorporate some of this stuff in my content. Let me know if that would be interesting to you in the comments. I'd love to know. Yeah, so just ways to take care of us. And when I believe that when we are able to be more connected fully is when we can actually release more of who we are to the world around us, which is so important. So I would like to share another song, another wandering, and I'm going to pick, let's see, what key? I want to do A major. I'm not planning at all what this is, by the way. Actually, this is fun. I have my song seed list here, which is a list of songs that I know, because sometimes I forget all the ones I know. And it's very loved, dog-eared. And I want to riff off of something. I want to do... Oh, okay. Actually, I'm changing it up here. I want to do La Vie en Rose. That is my mood right now. Yes. A bit of a diversion from where we were in contemplation land, but actually this will be fun, and we'll see where this takes me, and I probably will riff off and go somewhere else. And I'm also preparing for playing tomorrow at Bellevue Square Mall, so if you happen to be around, say hello. I'll be there 1 to 5 p.m. up in the main Bellevue Square area. And I also have a fun story right after this song, and then we will conclude the live stream for this evening. Here we go. La Vie en Rose. La vie en rose. Ah, so fun. My goodness. Well, I have a fun little story I wanted to show you real quick, and I have to show you actually a post. Well, actually, how many times can I say actually? My grandmama, who's in the chat, makes fun of me for this. Actually, we say that too much. I did a scale challenge a couple weeks ago. Let me know in the chat if you saw or if you participated in that. You guys, there are so many awesome stories from this that came, and one of them is this friend of mine named Rita, who I met on a live stream. My friends, we've never even met in person, and she lives in Connecticut, right? I think Connecticut. Oh, I'm gonna have to double check and see. But anyhow, she won the scale map giveaway, which was a copy of her very own scale book by Alfred's, which is a really, really great book that I love. It's a great one. And she also won a special little surprise from Kio Pottery. And Kio Pottery is my folks' pottery studio, also here in the Seattle area. And I just have to show you how fun this is. Actually, I just realized though, I need to toggle. Here we go. So that I can actually see and click. Okay, so this was my friend Rita's piano. And Rita, thank you very much for making a post here. This is really cool. And so this is her beautiful piano, and then this is the pottery from my folks. It's 4 small little dishes that we actually have a similar set in our kitchen, and we use them all of the time for spoon rests, little snack containers. They can fit in the oven, which is pretty dangerous if you want to have a little snack or like cookie reheat. Anyway, so this is just a fun little surprise, and it was really, really special to be able to celebrate the end of the scale map challenge, and to be able to give that gift to my friend Rita. So Rita, if you're watching, thanks again for playing, for being part of this whole opportunity. And that was my very first time creating a scale map, and I'm actually thinking of doing some more of that, so we'll see. Pretty darn cool. Hi Priyanka, good to see you. Hope you're doing well tonight. And yeah, so I'm going to We're getting close to the end of the time, and I usually say I'm trying to get closer to the 45 minutes, but I just feel like maybe one more song for tonight. So, oh, and there's one that comes to mind, so I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so this is the soft goodbye, and I will be back with a more official goodbye after this. Thank you, my sweet little beast, for joining me for that last one. I wish you could see his face because it's too cute. It's funny when there's moments like that because I want to try to change the camera view, but one has to play the piano as well, you know. Well, my friends, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And Grandma, yes, I see your comments. That's so sweet. I will definitely call you tomorrow afternoon. We are very much due for an update. And yes, thank you very much, David Noki, for listening. And I hope that you're inspired to play something, maybe perhaps just for a moment before you sleep. Hello, George. And Dean, thanks again. He says, thanks for this tonight. Really needed it, and you were an inspiration to everyone. And The Wandering is also a good name. Thank you. That's very great. Well, I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope that whatever you are doing this week, that you carve out, and you have to be intentional. I'm absolutely learning this because our days are so full of busy to-dos and needing to get dones, right? But carve just even 10 minutes a day for yourself to get inspired, to maybe sharpen that talent that you have just even a little bit more. Just even a little bit is better than nothing at all, waiting for an hour. Am I right? Just 10 minutes is so much better than having to wait for an hour. And I hope that you are inspired to create like you this week. God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.